Give me 9 minutes and I will convince you that content creation and building an audience is the #1 skill that you can build right now ahead of 2026. In the age of AI, where we have to be concerned with which skills are actually future-proof, I am bullish in stating that content creation is one of those secure skills that you can build. In this video, I'll explain to you exactly why. In addition, I'll explain to you that you don't need a fancy camera, nor do you even need an audience right now at this moment, nor do you have to make up any part of your life to become more interesting. You can come as you are, and if you listen to the following steps, I believe that you can win big in 2026. Let me first explain to you why I believe that in the age of AI, content creation is in fact future-proof. The two major concerns when it comes to content creation and AI are #1, AI creators. The concern is that as AI becomes more hyper-realistic, these creators can push out more content and then there'll be no space for you to win. Secondly, the concern is AI slop. As more AI-generated content floods people's explore pages and For You pages, you're concerned that again, there will be no space for you to win. The reason why I'm not nearly as concerned about these 2 points is because this only plays a very small part in the entire content creation process. Let me break this down. Even if AI can become so hyper-realistic that it can push out valuable content where it builds meaningful trust and connection with an audience, that again is only one small part. If you're going to monetize and be a successful creator, you need to bring them off of the platform into your own ecosystem where you're fulfilling with your own product. This also works if you're talking brand deals too. You need to take people off of the social media platform and onto the website of those brands. But in order for those viewers to actually convert, meaning they purchase either your product or that company's product, there has to be some sort of community building experience that creator is doing. Content in and of itself is not enough. You have to host live events or in-person events or host live calls on the platforms themselves. You have to communicate with them in some way that goes beyond just that platform itself. And there you cannot hide behind AI created content. If people are going to exchange their hard-earned money, they have to see something that feels human. This is what really stands out successful creators and people that are putting on a facade. The people that are putting on a facade, yes, have to worry about AI created content. But for you, you can leverage AI as a real creator and actually use it to potentially help you generate more content ideas, but also still serve your audience meaningfully, where you can then develop your own products and provide them deeper value in that way. #2, I want to speak to why building an audience is so important in today's digital age. I want you to think for a moment how single people with audiences are disrupting every single market right now as we speak. Think about Hailey Bieber with Rhode. She was able to sell that company for $1 billion, while other beauty companies spend tens of millions of dollars wishing for the day in which they can exit for $1 billion, but they can't. How has Hailey Bieber been able to do that and achieve it? Well, it's because she has a personal brand. She has an audience. Or think about how Prime has completely changed the beverage industry, how KSI and Logan Paul have been able to leverage their audiences. But it doesn't stop with them. Think about 3D energy drinks with Christian Guzman. Think about Poppy or Chamberlain Coffee. These companies have completely disrupted their markets, and it's because of personal brands. But I want you to realize that you don't need to have a massive audience in order to make life-changing money for yourself. I worked with a creator named Kenzie. She was able to, with a few thousand followers, generate hundreds of thousands of dollars for herself. Of course, as we built the content creation skill for her, she was able to build an audience even larger, and now she's over 45,000. Even with just a few thousand followers, you can generate thousands of dollars for yourself. Just imagine how much room 5,000 people would take up. That's a stadium filled with people. If you can make a meaningful difference across all 5,000 of them, and even just a small fraction bought into a product of yours, you can make a lot of money. That's why it's not about chasing empty or vanity metrics. It's trying to provide real people real value through your own experiences or expertise that you can demonstrate through content. If you can have that principle in mind, you too can disrupt a market. This perfectly connects to my 3rd point, which is that free value is king. Stop trying to hide your expertise or skill, thinking that if you do that publicly, that no one's going to buy into your products. It actually works quite the opposite. Think about your content as your portfolio to demonstrate to people that you in fact can make a difference in their life. People need to feel a transformation being achieved in their life. And if you can be the person to do that, the likelihood that they're going to champion you and your brand and then actually buy into your product is significantly higher. Without providing people really high quality free value, how the heck are you going to convince people to take that next step with you? To even further exemplify this, I created content completely for free for the first 3.5 years and built an audience of over 1 million plus across my platforms, again, without asking anyone to buy into any product that I've developed. But that's just because I knew that goodwill was incredibly important. That when I then built a product, people would be willing to champion it because they know the content that I've been able to develop for free has transformed them. So of course, the thing that I'm going to be able to provide them even further value with in my own product is going to definitely be worth the investment. So be generous, provide people a ton more value than you think that you should. And if you can do that completely for free, it will set you up to have real genuine connection with your audience because they'll appreciate generate all the goodwill that you're building, and then the ability for you to sell and be loud and bold and proud when you launch is going to be greatly enhanced. My fourth point here is that you have to learn how to tell your story. The best creators on the internet know actually how to formulate connection. It almost feels as though you are their friend. It feels as though they understand you or you're being tended to, even though they're a complete stranger. And the way that you do this is effectively connecting through universal struggle. It's by understanding that we as human beings, the one common denominator between us is that we have hardship. So stop flexing your watches or telling people that you are so charming or you know everything and think that that's the content that's going to actually sell them. No, the content that really converts people is actually you bringing your wall down. And if you could do that first, you can then expect that energy to be reciprocated amongst your audience. Do not expect people to comment. Do not expect people to DM, and do not expect people to buy into your product, because that requires a level of vulnerability or leap of faith that your audience is taking into you. Instead, if you can do that first by creating content about your story, where you're telling people that I am in fact an imperfect person and I'm still struggling with a lot of things that I'm trying to help you guys with, it doesn't hurt your credibility. It enhances it. It makes you feel like a real human. And if you don't believe me, think about all the people that you've actually purchased something from. It's not because they're so great at the thing that they do. I can almost guarantee that. There's something additional where you find yourself in that person. And you think to yourself, although there's probably 100 other people that are great experts in the same exact space, I trust this person because I feel connected to them. That is what you're ultimately trying to deliver. And that is why telling your story 100 times over is not only important, it's in fact necessary if you want to take that next big leap as a creator and ultimately be able to monetize and have longevity. My very last point here is to remind you that success is not linear. When you're building a skill, I don't want you to build it with having the end in mind. I want you to build it thinking that you are putting all these building blocks in place so that eventually it can catapult you into having the successful life that you ultimately want. For example, in the beginning, for the first few years, it was quite slow. And then the third year, it started to have this exponential curve. But it's because I had put the work in to place these building blocks down. Then this past month for Black Friday, I earned $800,000. In the first 9 months of my new business, I generated over $3 million. Now, those feel like overnight successes, but it's because success is not linear. I actually had to build a lot of the hard work early on. Now, if you looked at those numbers alone, it would seem as though it was an overnight success. But what you don't see is that for the last 5.5 years, I haven't missed a day of posting. And I can't even tell you when's the last time that I took a day off from work. I've worked through my birthday, holidays, through sickness, through surgeries, through having to move, and everything in between. But what I'm trying to tell you here is that this skill is going to be not only for the short-term success, but it's for the long-term success. It's about building an asset that will eventually evolve with you for many years to come, not just 2026. If you can remember those points, I believe that you will be well on your way to fast-tracking your success. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all at the top.